Today's episode is about how to break a waiting pattern. Hello and welcome to the Successful, Sensitive and Intuitive Entrepreneur podcast. My name is Lydia Sophia Wilmsen and I am an intuitive success mentor for sensitive entrepreneurs. In this podcast, I speak about the challenges sensitive and intuitive entrepreneurs face. I offer you new perspectives and solutions, as well as experiences of other entrepreneurs. Plus, I speak about my personal experience of being a highly sensitive person who has successfully built and scaled 2 businesses. All of that with the goal to make you and your business even more successful in your very unique and authentic way. Have fun and enjoy. This could be a waiting pattern for money coming in, for clients, for relationships, for people to reach out to you or people to react to you. Whatever it is, you or probably like all of us have experienced some kind of waiting patterns in our lives that we basically wait until we take a decision and we wait for circumstances to change. We wait for other people. We wait for something in our outer reality to change or to show up so that then we can take a decision or that then we can move forward. And this can happen sometimes, which is okay, that you just wait for something. And when it becomes a pattern, that you constantly find yourself waiting for something, waiting for other people, and already have this feeling you're a little bit stuck. Everything takes so long. People don't get back in time to you. People don't respond in time to you. And there is always something happening that basically you have to wait a little bit longer. So when it becomes a pattern, then this episode is for you. And the first step is to actually acknowledge or to notice that there is a waiting pattern happening. This happened to me like 2 years ago when I worked with a coach, or I signed up with a coach then. And it was, I said, I have to wait until some clients pay and then I can actually sign up with you. And my coach then asked me is this a reality in your life in other areas of your life? So she didn't impose that on me. She didn't say, you're in a waiting pattern. She just asked me, is this something you are facing right now in general? That you're waiting for things to align, that you're waiting for things to happen so that you then can decide, that you then can do something. And this was such an aha moment for me. It was like, what the fuck? I'm actually waiting everywhere in my life. So this was like 3 years ago. I was waiting for, those clients to show up and pay me. I was like, even for clients who already signed up, it was about waiting for the money to come in. I waited in my friendships. I waited for people getting back to me, for people reaching out to me. I was waiting in my dating life. I was waiting for my family to show up. So I was basically waiting everywhere. And then I made the decision without knowing if the clients would pay, without knowing how to pay or whatever, without having any further clue than the belief in myself. I made a down payment with the last money I had basically. And then, funny enough, days later, my clients paid me, things shifted, and I would pay the first installment in full. That was my first noticeable event or contact with my waiting pattern. And when I looked back, I found a waiting pattern happening very often in my life. And I also found those decisions, those gut decisions I took, which then shifted everything. So I found that I was actually prone to waiting, that this happened frequently in my life, that I was waiting for people, for money, for situations to line up so that I could take the next step. And I also found evidence of how I had broken that already, how I had conquered that waiting pattern and shifted it already in my life. And just recently, I saw myself in a similar situation again. I was waiting for everything. And then it was like, Lydia, wait, what's happening here? This is something you have to shift internally. Basically, your reality is just mirroring to you what's going on internally. You're waiting for things internally, and this then creates more stuff to wait on in your external reality. There is always a direct connection between the two realities, so to say. And I will explain a little bit more what happened in my life. So for you now, what to do? First of all, is to really check in. If you're waiting for something right now, are you waiting in other areas of your life? Really become very honest with yourself. Is this a pattern right now for you? And then it's time to take action. And that means to stop waiting. Like, how do you break that waiting pattern? It stops, or you break it through stopping the waiting pattern yourself. You take those scary investments. You take those scary decisions. You reach out to people. You tell people, okay, there is a deadline now. Decide until today or it's off the table. So you cut the waiting short. You don't wait for outer circumstances to align anymore, because they won't. They are reflecting what's going on inside of you. And you take action now. And how do you take action? You take action from this next level of yourself. You don't take action from this waiting personality you have right now and this like, oh, I'm not sure if it's going to work out. Oh, okay, I have to stop the waiting pattern, so I take a decision now, I just do it. But you come from this place of like, oh, I'm not sure if it's going to work out. You take decisions and you cut the waiting pattern through aligning with this next level version of you. What would that person do who already has what you want right now? How would she show up? How would she decide? How would she freaking believe in herself? Because it comes down to self-belief, always. If you're waiting for other people to decide to do something, it is because you don't believe in your own power in that moment. So you connect with that next level version of yourself and you take decisive action from that level. And this is how things will start moving quickly. This stuckness, really just with the decision, I take this decision now. Just with this decision, things will move and you create movement again. And I had another point. If you're waiting for clarity, for example, I was aligning with the next level of client and I was waiting for clarity. I was waiting for the light bulb moment. I was waiting for like, my goodness, who is that? What do I need to get more clarity on that? And it was simple. The decision I took, I have enough clarity now. I move on with what I have now and more clarity will show up. I don't wait for clarity anymore. I now create the reality that I have clarity, that I am a person who is clear, that I am a person who has clarity. And guess what? Through that, everything shifted. I wanted to take a next level of investment. And I was like, shall I wait a little bit more until I have more funds coming in? And I was like, no, you do that now. And I made it work. And everything shifted with that. And sometimes this decision can also be to surrender to the present moment. It does not mean to take action in the form of doing something. Sometimes it can just be being okay with the moment. So I was okay with staying here and perhaps being stuck on Cyprus for however long, because there are no new lockdown things coming at the moment. And easing into that and accepting that basically set things in motion I would not have been able to create myself per se. So the tax regulations changed here on the island. My flight got canceled, which then opened up that I could rebook my flight to an earlier time and so on. So through aligning with that next level version of yourself, taking decisions from that level, and if that means I'm okay, I am safe, I take care of myself and things work out for me, life works for me. I let myself be surprised by life positively. Through those new identity shifts or shifts into a new identity into new beliefs, things shifted in my outside world. Clients started signing up again. People who never answered my call, who never got back to me, started to answer me. Things I wanted to create in my relationship started to happen. So it is always about you taking that decision and moving forward if you find yourself stuck in a waiting pattern. It means shifting back into CEO energy, like from being a victim of your circumstances, shifting back into sovereign attitude, into sovereign intention, into sovereign energy, and being the CEO of your life again. Stop the waiting. Stop waiting for other people to show up and show up yourself. Show up yourself in this energy you want to be in. And this means to create a new level of being solid in yourself as well. As you don't need the validation of other people anymore, as you don't need the decisions of other people anymore, you create a new foundational energy in yourself of being solid. With whatever happens, you are solid in yourself. You know that your results are a done deal. You don't know when. You don't even give a fuck anymore about time because you know it's a done deal. And you becoming clear on that and you shifting in that energy basically collapses the timeline, and not you checking on time. Like, when is this happening? Like, waiting for it to happen. You stepping into solidity in yourself, into detaching from the outcome, into doing the aligned action of your next level. This basically collapses time. And your circumstances will shift. Another client of mine just put out a new offer, which was fully aligned with her now. And she just said, there are 10 spaces. We are starting at XYZ date. And guess what? People started to reach out directly when she posted that offer, because her energy was clear. Her energy was next level. Her energy was aligned with where she finally wanted to go. She cut the chase in herself. She got rid of this doubting energy and this like, oh my goodness, I'm not sure if this will work. She posted it from that energy and things shifted in the outside world. This happens like with my clients all the time, you know, like this fear of like, this is not going to work out actually makes it to not work out. And you shifting into, it's a done deal. I just do the actions now which light me up. This will create whatever you desire in either that form or in a more aligned and more amazing form you could ever wait for. Stop giving meaning to the circumstances you have now in your life, because you know the next level circumstances are a done deal and you are just having those in your mind. You blend out all the rest which is happening, all the rest of your old energy, like what was created by your old energy, connect with this next level energy, and you stop giving meaning to whatever is happening right now. You just relax and surrender to what is happening and know it's a done deal. I'm going there, full stop. And you show up in that energy and people will react very differently to you. So, short recap, how do you stop the waiting pattern for money, clients, relationships? It starts through stopping the waiting in your own life. Like you show up in CEO energy and things will start shifting immediately. If you have any further questions on that, if you want support on that, reach out to me, send me a message either on my social media profiles or via my contact form. And then I will send you over a link where you can apply for talking to me, and we will take it from there. Much love to you and enjoy sovereign CEO energy in your life now. Did you like this podcast episode? Then I would be super, super grateful if you gave me a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. Super helpful. And please subscribe to the podcast and share it with people who you know can benefit from it. You can find all links to my social media profiles, my website, and contact form in the show notes. And whenever you're ready to take a next step, and that means you want to live a life of more on all levels, then send me a message with where you want to go and what is keeping you where you are, like what keeps you stuck at the moment. And then I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for listening, and until the next episode, much love to you, Lydia.